It's strange, isn't it? You do everything right, you eat decently. You get through your day. You even try to stay active. But something feels dimmed. Not broken, not sick, just less. Less energy when you wake up. Less fire when you move. Less desire for anything. And here's the part no one tells you, this didn't happen overnight. It's been fading, slowly, silently. And yet, the spark you've been looking for might be the size of a seed, literally. One seed. Something you can hold between your fingers. Something your body recognizes. Not as a drug, but as a signal. A signal to your cells, to your hormones, to your manhood, wake up. I'm still here. Because what's fading isn't your age, it's your testosterone. And it's not gone. It's waiting for the right nudge. The question is, could one small seed be the nudge your body's been waiting for? Let's take a step back and look at what's really going on inside, when that spark begins to flicker. Most men don't notice the first drop. It's not a crash. It's not a collapse. It's more like a slow leak. At first, it's subtle. You wake up just a bit more tired. You put off your morning walk. You skip breakfast, not because you're busy, but because you're numb. Then it becomes routine. You sit longer. You move slower. You laugh less. And the worst part? You blame yourself. You say, I guess this is just what getting older feels like. Or worse, maybe I'm just not the man I used to be. But I need you to hear this clearly, that voice inside you isn't lazy. It isn't weak. It isn't done. It's running low on fuel. And that fuel is testosterone. Not just for sex, but for motivation, focus, resilience, even your sense of identity. When testosterone begins to fall, you don't just lose muscle, you lose momentum. You lose your drive to engage with life. And it doesn't scream for help. It fades like a song in the background, until one day, you realize it's silent. But here's the thing, what fades can return. What drops can be lifted. Especially when your body gets the right message, from the right source, at the right time. And sometimes, that message is as small as a seed. But before we get there, let's rewind, to a time when you didn't even question your power. Let's go back. Not to your youth, but to that season in life when you felt clear, steady, alive. You woke up with purpose. You stood taller without thinking. You made decisions fast. You looked in the mirror, and recognized the man staring back. Remember how quickly your body responded? You hit the gym and saw changes in a week. You handled stress like a boulder rolling off your shoulders. You craved connection, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, energetically. And you didn't question it. Because it was part of you. Not a thing you chased. Not a thing you lost. It was your baseline. Your signature. That inner compass? That edge? It wasn't magic. It was testosterone functioning at its natural rhythm. Not forced, not boosted, just aligned. And that alignment did something powerful, it made you want to show up. To your work. Your partner. Your body. Your life. But somewhere between responsibilities, stress, processed food, and too many silent mornings, that rhythm got disrupted. Not broken, just interrupted. Now imagine this. What if there was a way to remind your body of that rhythm, gently, naturally, daily? A way that doesn't require harsh pills or fake fixes, but something your biology already understands? In just a moment, I'll show you what one small seed can do to help retune that rhythm. But first, what if I told you this seed does more than boost? It signals. There's something poetic about nature. It rarely shouts. It doesn't force. It whispers and waits for the body to listen. That's exactly what this tiny seed does. Not a synthetic pill. Not a lab-made booster. Just a seed that speaks your biology's original language. I'm talking about fenugreek. It's been used for thousands of years, not to hype testosterone, but to restore what's been dulled by time, stress, and silence. And science now backs it up. In multiple clinical studies, men who consumed fenugreek daily saw a natural increase in free testosterone levels. Not just numbers on a chart, they reported more energy, better mood, stronger libido, and clearer focus. So what's inside this seed? A compound called furostanilic saponins. These act like messengers, tapping the pituitary gland, which in turn whispers to the testes, "Hey, we're still in the game. Let's go." It doesn't flood your system. It tunes your system. It reminds your body what it once knew, that testosterone isn't a myth, it's a message. And that message can be delivered naturally, seed by seed, day by day. But here's where most men stop. They try it for a day or two, then forget. Or worse, expect a miracle overnight. Truth is, your body's been waiting. It just needs a moment, and a little rhythm. Coming up, I'll show you how one small daily habit with this one seed can create a noticeable shift in just 7 days. Let's go beneath the surface for a moment. Testosterone isn't just about sex drive. It's your energy. Your strength. Your presence in the room. It's the chemical foundation of how a man shows up in his own life. Now, here's what happens after 60. The body begins to send fewer signals from the brain to the testes. Production slows. Not because you're broken, but because the brain thinks the job is done. But fenugreek, this humble seed, starts a gentle chain reaction. Its natural compounds stimulate the hypothalamus, that's the control center of hormone signaling. From there, a message is sent to the pituitary gland, which signals the Leydig cells in your testes, begin again, and slowly, testosterone begins to rise. Not a spike. A rise. This is key, because when your body does it naturally, it knows exactly how to balance the system. Here's what you might feel. Day 1 to 2, a subtle clarity. You remember where you left your keys. Day 3 to 5, a little more energy walking up the stairs. Day 6 to 7, morning energy returns, with a new kind of warmth. Inside, your blood vessels start to dilate more easily. Your muscle fibers respond better to even light exercise. And your libido, once a whisper, returns as a quiet pulse, reminding you that desire was never gone. Only waiting. This isn't magic. It's memory. Your body remembers how to thrive. You just needed the signal. In the next part, I'll walk you through a simple daily routine, how one habit, done right, can rebuild not just testosterone, but your sense of self. Let's make this real. Because science is only powerful when it becomes something you can live. One seed. Every morning. Same time. Same rhythm. Here's the habit. Step 1. Take 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of fenugreek seeds. You can chew them raw. Or soak them overnight and eat them soft in the morning. Some prefer grinding them into smoothies or oats. Do what feels natural. Step 2. Pair it with warm water or herbal tea, never coffee. Why? Because warmth signals the gut to absorb more of the seed's active compounds. Step 3. Do this on an empty stomach, before breakfast, before distractions. Let your body receive the signal in stillness. Now, what to expect? Day 1. You might not feel anything yet. That's okay. Day 2 to 3, your digestion may improve. Less bloating, a smoother gut. Day 4 to 5, morning energy begins to rise, just a little. Day 6, you feel more like yourself. Your tone, your alertness, returns. Day 7, a shift in how you carry yourself. Quiet confidence. A steadier step. This habit is simple. But simple does not mean small. When done consistently, it becomes a ritual of restoration. A quiet moment that tells your body, I am still here. I still matter. I'm not finished. You don't need a full gym. You don't need a supplement drawer full of bottles. You need one habit, honored each morning. And from there, a new vitality begins to bloom. In the next part, we'll look beyond testosterone, because what's really returning is your relationship with yourself. Something happens after a week. Not just in your blood work. Not just in your energy. But in the way you begin to notice yourself again. You stand differently. You make eye contact longer. You listen more carefully, not because you're trying, but because your inner engine is finally humming again. This isn't just about testosterone anymore. It's about reconnection. With the man you used to be. And the man you're still becoming. You remember the feeling of taking initiative, not because someone told you to, but because you felt ready. You notice the spark, not just in the bedroom, but in your presence, your voice, your clarity. It's like stepping into a jacket that once fit perfectly, and realizing it still does. Even better, you've grown into something more stable, more aware, more intentional. And those around you notice it. Not with loud applause, but with small, subtle shifts. Your partner lingers longer in conversation. Your kids ask for your opinion again. Even strangers seem to mirror your calm energy. This is more than hormonal. It's relational. It's spiritual. It's the deep knowing that you were never broken, only paused. And now? You've pressed play again. This one seed didn't just feed your body. It woke something up. Something only you can name. And in the next part, we'll name the power of being surrounded by other men who are waking up too, because this journey isn't meant to be walked alone. There's a quiet power in knowing you're not the only one. Not the only one who felt the dip in strength, or the silence in the mirror. Not the only one who wondered, is this just how it ends? But when one man takes a step forward, others feel it. Even if no words are spoken. This is where the brotherhood begins. Not the kind you have to prove yourself to, but the kind that meets you exactly where you are. Men over 60, some with stories of battle, heart surgeries, divorces, memory slips. Others with quiet regrets they never voiced. And yet, in the smallest acts, they find each other again. One sends a message. Hey, I tried the seed. I feel different. Another replies, Day 4. Slept through the night. First time in years. No bravado. No ego. Just men choosing to rise, together. The seed becomes more than nutrition. It becomes a signal, an act of reclaiming, a way to say, we still matter. And in this space, comparison fades. Support rises. And the version of masculinity that once demanded silence, begins to soften. You laugh more. You show up early. You care, deeply. Because being a man over 60 isn't about fading out. It's about becoming more visible, more rooted, more alive. And that, dear brother, is the new way of being. It starts as a whisper, a seed in your hand, a decision before breakfast. So small, it almost feels laughable. But this seed, it carries something ancient. Something men have forgotten in the noise of modern aging. It says, you are not done. And when you take that seed, not just once, but with intention, you send a message to your body. I still believe in you, but here's what makes it legacy. It's not just about you. Because your grandson sees it, when you walk further, when your eyes are clearer, when you pick up the basketball again without groaning from your knees. Your partner sees it, when you initiate the kiss first, when you don't just show up, but you lead with presence. And other men see it. They see you choose the seed instead of giving up. They watch you rebuild, one morning at a time, and silently ask themselves, could I do that too? The answer is yes. And you become the proof. That one small seed can plant a forest of change, not only in testosterone levels, but in what aging looks like, and what being a man means after 60. This isn't just a health tip. It's a new standard. A bold one. One where aging doesn't mean shrinking. It means expanding into wisdom, vitality, and quiet strength. So when you look back someday, you'll know, it wasn't the size of the habit. It was the courage to begin. And the boldness to keep going. That is your legacy.